guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my morning routine. It is sweltering hot out. It's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit. There's like a weed whacker going right outside my window. Hopefully you can't hear it too much in the video, but I'm going to show you how I get clean and fresh and ready for a hot summer day. So I started my morning off with a workout. So I did actually do a mini routine before I did that. I have just found that washing my face before I work out straight away in the morning has really cut down on congestion and some breakouts because I do sweat a lot in the summertime when I work out. So I started off with some micellar water on a reusable cotton pad. This is the Sensibo micellar water from Bioderma, and this is fragrance free. And then I rinsed my face with water, patted down, and this is super extra, but I did do a spray of the Roche Posay thermal water. It just feels really refreshing. That's really the only benefit to it. Just feels really nice on my skin, especially in the heat. This may feel like a little elaborate, but my skin just needs toner. It needs hydration. So I did like 2 layers of the Macqueen Relief Me Essence Toner, and then I just topped it off with the Iunik Black Snail Restore Cream. I love the texture. Look how stringy this is. You can tell there's a good amount of snail in here, and it just feels hydrating, plumping, moisturizing, but also occlusive. So this is just a very minimal skincare routine to get me into my workouts and help me be breakout free. So I trained like a beast this morning. Wow, I was sweating so much. I mean, it's super hot out, so whenever it's hot, I am just sweating with air conditioning and a fan running, and I'm still just pouring sweat. But yeah, I definitely took it to the next level today. So into the shower I go, and I washed my face with the Paula's Choice Hydrating Gel to Cream Cleanser. I like this because it's actually very gentle gel cleanser, but it just really gets in there and makes me feel very effectively cleaned without stripping my skin, which is great. I also decided to use the First Aid Beauty KP Bump Eraser Scrub. This has 10% of AHA chemical exfoliants. It's glycolic and lactic acids, and I need this for my back, a little bit on my chest too, because especially from all that sweat, I 100% will get breakouts if I don't do some exfoliation. And so this has been a really nice one just to stay super refreshed in the summertime. And I am back, and look at how cool this scrunchie is. Like, this is like a microfiber towel, but a scrunchie, so it helps to absorb some of the excess water in your hair as it dries. So I just think this is like so cool. I found this on Amazon. I'll put a link in the info box, but yeah, I think it's pretty handy. And I was like, should I blow dry my hair for this video? I'm like, no. No offense, I just like never blow dry my hair. I'm an air dry girl like all the way, and especially when it's hot outside, my hair dries a lot faster because I've got a good amount of hair. It takes a while to dry, but in the summertime it dries really fast. So I have been doing a couple layers of the La Roche-Posay thermal water just to keep my skin from drying out. Normally I would just do like a quick spray right out of the shower and then just go into my skincare, but it took me a while to set up the camera and everything. So next step is going to be the Macqueen Save Me Relief Essence Toner, going back in for another round with this baby. So you should be pretty familiar with this product if you've been watching my channel, because you know I am obsessed with this toner so much recently. It just, it just checks off everything I need a toner to do. It's deeply replenishing for my skin, which is got very high hydration needs, right? It's a very simple formula. There's not a lot of like extra extracts or fragrances or anything. Like, it's just very sensitive skin friendly, and it comes in a giant size because I slam through my toner so fast. I mean, like, I just empty them insanely quickly, and at least this one sticks around for a while. And yeah, it just, like I said, it just does the trick for me. So I've been liking this one because it's just got that really nice, light, hydrating feel on my skin. Perfect for the summertime. So in the summertime, my skin is a little bit more traditionally combination. Most of the year I'm combo leaning on the dry side, and I do treat my skin a little bit more like it is dry. And in the summertime, I'm a lot more like 50-50 oily and dry. Very oily T-zone and still a dry U-zone. Although usually my U-zone kind of like balances itself out in the summertime, I will say I am still leaning a little bit dry in this area. And so I'm going to kind of address that with this routine. I think there's a couple of reasons for it. Number one, I've been working out so much recently. I've been on like I committed myself to like a 90-day like just wellness really journey, but part of that is fitness and eating well and things like that. And so I've been working out a lot more, like 6 days a week. So I'm trying to fit in like 20 to 30 minute workout every day, and all that sweating and all the washing and stuff, I think that is kind of drying me out a little bit. I also do suffer with seasonal allergies, just have not quit yet. And so especially right around my nose from all like the nose blowing and things like that, it's just very raw, just like right on the corners of my nose. And I've been getting like some peely skin around my nose too, I think because of that. So those factors have definitely kind of combined to make my U-zone a little bit more unusually dry for the season, but that oil is still kicking in the T-zone. So I did about 2 layers of the Make Cream toner in combination with the thermal water. That seems to be about the amount of hydration that my skin is craving right now. So I'm going to move on to Essence, and I am going in for the Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence. And as you can see, my bottle is basically empty. I've demolished this bottle, but I do have another backup, which is great because, you know, I fell super hard in love with this when I first tried it back in the early spring. And I think I recall saying I can see myself using this in the summertime because it is moisturizing and creamy, but it's not greasy and it does not feel heavy on my skin. And fast forward to the summertime and I'm using this and loving it. But this is everything that my U-zone needs. Like, this just brings the relief, especially, like I said, I'm a little raw around my nose. This just feels so good, but it just does not overwhelm my skin at all. And I can actually get it on my forehead without it like kind of feeling too thick and greasy. So it's just a really great essence. So I really just play it by ear with this product and what my skin wants. Sometimes I just do 1 layer. Sometimes I do 2. Sometimes I even do 3. Today, I think I'm gonna go in for a 2nd layer. I think I just want a little bit more. And I'm actually not gonna be using a serum today. This has been something I've been doing that feels super radical and like I'm breaking skincare rules, but honestly it's just been working really nicely for me. So this has been my serum and my essence all in one, and 2 layers. I can already feel it is absolutely the perfect amount for today. So yeah, I'm skipping out on serum today. You know, there's a lot of different serums that I like for the summertime that I will use in the morning, but today I just really don't want to. I want to save a little bit of time. I want to save some layers, and I get so much from that Dr. Ceuracle essence. I really don't miss it at all. It's hydrating, it's moisturizing, it's balancing. It's got some wonderful fermented tea. It's got tons of antioxidants, and it does seem to really help my complexion look a little bit more healthier and glowy. And so, like I said, I'm not really missing serum in this routine at all, and it just feels light and refreshing, and that's exactly what I'm craving in this moment. For eye cream, you know what I'm gonna say next, right? Klairs Fundamental Eye Awakening Gel. The reason that I like this so much, it's really cooling and refreshing on a hot summer day. It's a really gorgeous gel texture, but that also moisturizes. You know, some gels can kind of be like really thin and just kind of disappear on your skin. This doesn't have that sensation. This is deeply plumping and hydrating, but it also has a moisturization element to it while still kind of maintaining that gorgeous gel texture. And so this is just, it's so perfect for the morning time. It's so perfect for the summertime. Like, my eye area, I can feel it just feels cool. I don't keep it cold or anything, but it just feels really cooling and refreshing on my skin. Exactly what I need. So some summer mornings I can skip out on facial oil. You know, it's a real staple product in my skincare routines, especially at nighttime, all year round. But in the summer, you know, in the morning I could go either way. It really just depends on what my skin is telling me in that moment. What my skin is telling me in this moment is that it really kind of wants it. I think that because I've been washing my face so frequently throughout the day with all of my extra workouts, right? I wash up in the morning before my workout, then I wash up again right away, and then I'll do my nighttime routine. So that's like 3 washings in one day, which is it can be a lot. I mean, I'm definitely trying to prevent congestion on my skin, and it does seem to be making a difference, but I gotta make up for it in other areas because my skin is lacking a little bit of extra oil. So I'm going to be using the Ordinary Virgin Chia Seed Oil, and I like this oil because it's jam-packed full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are so good for your skin's moisture barrier. And I like the texture of this. It's not too heavy, and it's not the type of oil that feels like it's kind of sitting on top of your skin and not like absorbing really well. Like, you know, some oils can have a very thick feeling. This is a little bit more fluidy, a little bit more light, and it's got really good absorbency. So I'm going to be taking 3 drops of the chia seed oil, and I'm going to be mixing it into my moisturizer, which is the Cosrx D-Panthenol cream. So I just mix that together, and that really helps the oil absorb in the skin in like one lighter layer with the moisturizer, instead of like a layer of oil and then a layer of moisturizer. When it's mixed together, I just feel like it absorbs better. It lies on the skin in a lighter layer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not as heavy. And so this is a really nice trick, especially if you like to save some time in the morning. I definitely do. This can be a great way to kind of combine your layers and just get it all on your face a little bit faster. And I really like this D-Panthenol cream from Cosrx. I've definitely shouted it out on my channel before. It's a really nice one because it is I would call it a medium weight moisturizer, but it's on the way lighter side of medium. There's another Cosrx moisturizer that I like, the Moisture Power Cream, and that's a more solidly medium weight moisturizer. This D-Panthenol cream, a little lighter than that, and it actually has kind of a humectant feel to it, just like panthenol does, you know, kind of hydrates and plumps your skin, but it also offers some nice light moisture and good occlusivity that's still really breathable on the skin. That's what I need. It's like a really tricky kind of thing to balance that out in the summer, because some moisturizers can be too much for your skin. Some can be not enough for your skin. And I'm kind of in that awkward place where this part of my face really needs a lot more moisture, but this part of my face needs to breathe. And so it's like I could do 2 different moisturizers and that could definitely solve some of my problems. But this one actually seems to serve both areas of my face really, really well. So now it's time for sunscreen. And you know that I embrace the concept of a sunscreen wardrobe, which is just a fancy way of saying having a couple of different sunscreens on hand for different situations. And I was really inspired by this because I do live in a 4-season climate. So right now it's summertime, and for me that is go time with sunscreen. I have to be very diligent, you know, with sunscreen and wearing hats and reapplying often, because this is the time where the sun is the most intense and where the UV is the highest. The days are the longest. So definitely there's some more considerations at hand when I'm choosing my sunscreen. In the fall and the winter, I can relax a little bit more because the UV level is a lot lower. Because the temperatures are cooler, I'm wearing more clothing. You know, temperature, hot and cold doesn't necessarily mean that the UV isn't or is strong. Do you know what I'm saying? But where I'm going with this is you're more covered up. So maybe you don't have to think about like arm sunscreen and stuff. It's so funny in the winter. I still wear sunscreen in the winter, but it's funny. Like the only thing that's exposed when I go outside, because it's very cold here, is just this. And with COVID, like not even that was exposed most of the time. But yeah, you know, I've got like a beanie hat that comes to my eyebrows. I'm always wearing sunglasses when I'm outside. My winter coat goes up to my chin. And so it's just this that's exposed. And then if it's really cold, you put your scarf over there. So in the winter, it's a little bit of a different story, right? You can be a lot more relaxed where I live. But in the summertime, definitely, you know, you want to make some strong sunscreen choices. So today I want to go with something that has some water resistance to it, because it is so hot and the humidity is rising. As soon as I step outside, I'm gonna get sweaty. I just got clean, but I'm gonna go outside and go get sweaty. So I do want a sunscreen that's gonna hold up to some of that sweat and not break down the layer of protection on my skin just because I was sweating a little bit. So that was a really long explanation for the Neutrogena Clear Face Breakout Free Oil Free Sunscreen. What a name, my goodness. It's almost as bad as the Asian beauty sunscreen names, right? No, I've been reaching for this one a lot, and if you caught my drugstore sunscreen review video that I just did last week, you'll know that I've actually really been enjoying this one. I picked this up at Target last month just to, you know, try out some Neutrogena sunscreens. It's been a hot second, and it's definitely hard to find a fragrance-free option. This is fragrance-free. But I've been enjoying this one. It's very different than the Asian beauty sunscreens that I like, though. This is what I call a little bit of a heavier duty sunscreen. It does have water resistance up to 80 minutes, and I do feel like it stays on my face very well. This isn't like super like waterproof. I wouldn't go swimming with this, but this does seem to stand up to sweat really nicely. And I usually start my sunscreen application at my forehead and like work my way down. That seems to be what works well for me to kind of make sure I get all the areas, and I really work it into my hairline. Although I'll be wearing a hat, so that'll probably be really well covered, but even so, you don't want to miss out any little areas. So this is SPF 50. It's broad spectrum, and it does have the Neutrogena Helioplex technology, which kind of helps to stabilize the chemical filters in this sunscreen. It is a fully chemical UV filter sunscreen. So you can see there's a little bit of a white cast to this one. It will kind of like calm down, like in a second. You'll see it kind of like calm down, but there is a little bit of a white cast. It's not too bad, but it's definitely noticeable. And I'm going to be bluntly honest with you. This is a sunscreen that I really like from the drugstore. I think it's really comfy on the skin, but it's definitely a heavier duty sunscreen, and it's just not as elegant as Asian beauty. Like the J Beauty and the K Beauty sunscreens that I love and rave about and really recommend on my channel, this doesn't really come anywhere close to replacing those for me. But because, like I said, I'm kind of flowing with the seasons, and I have been like more active this summer. I've been sweating a lot more. It's been hotter, quicker, which means more sweat. I've been embracing the sweat resistance of this sunscreen a little bit more than my Asian beauty sunscreens right now, because I just feel like this holds up to sweat a little bit better. But as soon as fall comes, or actually a couple days ago, we had really gorgeous like 70-degree weather, and I went back to my Isan Kiss Me Mommy sunscreen because I knew I wasn't going to be sweating that much that day. And so I just kind of flow with what the weather is doing, what my skin is doing. And so for something a little bit heavier duty, a little bit more sweat resistant, but not as elegant, the Neutrogena has been kind of like scratching that itch for me. The rest of the year, Asian Beauty's got it. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sunscreen settle on my face and just kind of like dry down and form that film. You definitely don't want to like monkey around with your face for a couple of minutes after applying sunscreen. So I'm gonna go in and do arm sunscreen, yeah, because I'm wearing short sleeves today. So you know that I've been liking the Bondi Sands SPF 50 spray sunscreen. This has been really great for my limbs. I don't generally enjoy spray sunscreens, but I actually really like this one because it's not as greasy and it's not as messy as the ones I've used in the past. And the real bonus in my eyes for a spray sunscreen is that it just applies a lot faster, which is really key for me because I actually hate putting on body sunscreen. It's so time consuming to me. So you just spray it and then just rub it in. And I've used other kinds of sprays before that are like mists, and I legitimately have to stand in my bathtub to spray them because if I don't, the floor gets so slippery. OMG. There's been like some like pretty bad accidents that could be occurring if you're not careful with those spray sunscreens indoors. So I just like this one because it kind of comes out more like a foam like you saw, and so it just doesn't have that like splatter. It's just not as messy. So I was gonna end the video there, but do you think we should do like maybe some light makeup? I think so. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some primer. My sunscreen has been sitting for well over 10 minutes, so the film is formed and everything, so we're a-okay to go in with makeup. And I'm gonna go for the Smashbox Super Light Smooth and Blur Primer. So this has been a favorite of mine for a couple of years. It's pretty expensive, but I don't know, I think it's kind of worth it. So I just use primer because Like I said, I did get a little bit oily in my T-zone. Because I'm combination skin, I just feel like makeup doesn't sit super well on my face if I don't wear primer. And I like this one because it's, as the name suggests, it's super light, but it does have a nice grip to it. It keeps your makeup in place, which is the main reason why I use primer. But I also think it has kind of a nice smoothing effect on the skin without being like really heavily silicone-y. And this is a product that does not contain fragrance, and I have a really hard time finding base products that don't contain fragrance. So this is one of the few that does not. While I let the primer settle on my skin, I am going to kind of like tease my eyebrows up with some clear brow gel. This is from NYX. It's the Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. So this doesn't have any pigment or color to it. It's just clear gel for your eyebrows to get them to kind of stay in place. But instead of just kind of like swiping them across, I'm going to kind of like work my eyebrows upwards. Like if you're looking for that bushy eyebrow look, this is definitely the way to do it. So as my brows dry, because that gel is pretty wet. I mean, like my eyebrows feel really wet right now. As that dries down, I'm going to use some concealer. And this is actually going to be the base makeup that I use. I'm not going to use foundation or BB or CC. I'm not going to use them today. I'm just going to use concealer, and it's super hot outside, right? So I don't want a heavy layer of foundation on my skin anyways. So this is a much lighter, more breathable option. But also I like the look of natural skin, but I also like the look of enhanced skin, if that makes sense. So the concealer really cuts the difference on that for me. It helps me kind of perk up my skin, even it out a little bit, but still allow my actual skin to show through. I work so hard on my skin, I don't want to cover it up, so this is a great technique. So I definitely have to put a little bit around my nose because I think everybody gets a little bit red around their nose, so kind of like putting a little bit of concealer to kind of even out the skin tone around the nose seems to be necessary for pretty much everybody, at least in my opinion. I do have quite a bit of hyperpigmentation around my chin area here, so I'm going to put that there. And I'm also kind of using this like a highlighter too, to kind of just help like lift my face a little bit. So I'm doing it at the corners of my eyes going out, the corner of my mouth going up. I'm going to do kind of like right up by my eyebrows a little bit, and I'm just going to do kind of the corner of my eyes. That seems to be the darkest area. I find that looks a little fresher than just going straight underneath the eye with like a heavy layer of concealer, just a little bit in the corner to kind of help brighten things up. Oh, and I always put a little bit on my lid because they're usually pretty red, and that helps to even them out. Okay, so I'm just gonna buff everything in with like a foundation brush. This one is from Morphe. I recently just bought this because I needed to replace some pretty old makeup brushes, and I have been really liking it. The price was really good. I also found like a discount code, like the first time you shop, you sign up for emails or something. I got like a little discount there. And I got some pretty good brushes for a really good price. So I was very happy about that, and I've been pretty impressed with the quality too. So now that my brows are dry, that sounds so weird, I'm gonna fill them in a little bit with a brow pencil. This is the Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills. To me, like, brows are as important as like mascara. Like, they just frame your eyes so much, and they can just make the biggest difference, especially if you are doing a minimal makeup look. To me, brows are like so important. So next I'm gonna go in for the Macqueen Waterproof Pencil Gel Liner. It's a dark brown color. I will find the link and I'll put it in the info box for you, but it's kind of like a smudgy dark brown eyeliner pencil. And I'm gonna use this angled eyeliner brush. This is from E.L.F. And I am just gonna pack the brush with the eyeliner, and I'm just gonna get really into my lash, like very close to my lash line, just kind of smudge it in, just to kind of help like enhance the lash line, make it look a little bit thicker, a little bit darker. But I'm not really going for like a heavy eyeliner look, so I'm not like winging it out or anything. I'm just kind of like placing it in to the lash line. Okay, and now mascara. I really want my eyes to pop and be big and open. And I'm gonna go in for the Mizon Collagen Curling Fix Mascara. So I'm just doing the top lashes. I find when I do my lowers, they just tend to smudge, and it's just not necessary, so I just concentrate on the top. So I realized that I forgot to powder down my concealer, which is definitely gonna be necessary for it to last in the heat. So I'm just doing a quick layer of translucent powder. This one is from Makeup Forever. So I'm gonna finish off with a little bit of blush. I think it just kind of helps to enhance the look. This is from Pixi. It's the On the Glow blush stick in the color Fleur. And then I just buff it in with like a flat topped dense brush. You can also blend this with your fingers too. Okay, and then finally just a little bit of lip color to pull it all together. This is from Moonshot. This is like my favorite color. I wear this like in almost every video. The color is called Sen. And I just want to top it off with a touch of gloss because let's be real, I'm just always putting on gloss in the summertime. So this is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in Berry. And there you go. I mean, just a really quick, straightforward makeup look that's still really breathable for hot weather. It's great for wearing with masks. It's great for a post-quarantine world. Just something to kind of perk yourself up a little bit, but not so heavy, not so thick, not so makeup-y, but still just lets your, you know, beautiful natural skin shine through. So thank you guys so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's morning routine and light makeup routine too. I'm gonna get going. I gotta get my dog out for a walk. I gotta get this day started. So I hope you guys are healthy, happy, and safe. I can't wait to see you in the next video, and I can't wait for you guys to seize this day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.